Okay, so let's continue our video. So here I am going to here I, here we are going to add the provider in our application. So we have to go to the main application. Over here it should be wrapped with the provider. We can use the multi-provider or the simple provider as well. Here I am going to use the multi-provider, and it will take a child. Child will be this thing. Okay, so this will take a change notify provider. Over here I am going to pass the provider that we have created. What's the name of the provider that we have created? Okay, it should be a provider. So our app is now wrapped with the provider, and we can use this provider inside our here as well. For using this, we also need to wrap this thing with the provider. Let's wrap the body with the, let's say, it should be wrapped with the consumer. So is there any option where we can wrap it with the consumer? Okay. So I think I will manually wrap this thing with the provider. Here I am going to use the consumer consumer will be from the provider to do provider. Okay, and it will take the context pro to do provider, or we can name it anything. To do provider child child return. Let's cut this part over here. Format the document. Let me see, did I perfectly wrap this thing or not? Seems good. For the to do provider, what we get. Okay, so let's first replace this thing. To do provider, to do's length, to do's. Okay. I will get the title from here. Title. So let's see. I think I should also add the to-do provider, and let me also show you how we can add the to-do. So it will be a very simple step. First, I will create some validation point. To-do file x is not empty. Okay, here I'm going to use the provider dot of to-do provider to-do provider contacts listen false add. So this is the method that we have to call. It will be add to do. Over here I think we need a title, and how we get the title is very simple. You need to pass the to do controller text. Once it is done, simply clean the to do clean. Okay, so let's see if it is working or not. Get there. You cannot find the correct provider of the consumer. Okay, okay. Why it is so showing? Because should be a body provider builder context. Could not find the correct provider above the user does not include the provider. So where we have left things. Let's check our main file. Is there anything okay? Hmm. Okay, I think I just have this thing, not the body part. No, I think body parts. Could not find the correct provider of the consumer. Why? Why? Is there anything like we have to pass something like this thing? No, I think I name it. I can name it anything as I want. Uh, there is no any special thing. I think the previous one is quite good, but let's see. And let's also do the chat GPT if it is working fine or not. Most of the error, this error shows because it did not get in the provider, not the random thing. You are using a variable this for this, is not this. Okay, I think it is working fine without doing anything. Okay, so as you can see, it is working fine. There is no need for the other thing. And one more thing, I should add this navigation once the pop-up is clear. Let's do it again. So our edit functionality is working properly. So let's work on the update one. Or I think delete one will be much easier. So let's complete our delete functionality. Delete, just you need to pass the provider of same line. You just going to copy this thing. That's more this you can avoid not needed. Not needed. This is enough. You can use something like this. And over here I have to delete pop-up which requires ID. So for the ID, I think I get the ID for here. Let's see our delete working or not. Oh, that's great. Our delete is working perfectly. fine. So let's work on the update one. For the edit, I also need the updated text that is being entered, or the ID you can see. I need this provider. Second will be the to do ID because we are editing based on the to do ID, and we have to edit the pop-up parameters over here as well, which will take the to do provider to do provider string. Okay, here is the fuck it is so too many error expected one. I Oh my bad. Okay, it is working fine. Final to do provider to do's first pair of e dot id is equal to id. So this will return 1 or minus 1. For example, if get the id, let's see, first pair to do controller x, and what will be the thing? It will return the object. Inside the object, we get the id title as well. So we get the title. So as you know, to do our pop-up will show the updated or the existing value that is presented in the pop-up, which help us to update the to do. Let's work on the update part. Update will be quite similar to the add one. Just copy this thing to do this thing. But I think you don't need these things. You just you can pass the to do provider, because here we are getting the to do provider, but for the edit one we are not getting any edit provider. If you want, we can remove this thing by using this thing. It makes our code quite simple. And here I need to pass the update to do, which will take, I think, id and the text which is updated. Let's see if it is working or not. You, as you can see, our update is also working. Our delete is also working. So the remaining part will be the checkbox. So let's also work on the checkbox. First, let me see how we can create a underlying thing over the text. We can pass the text style, text style, decoration. There is the property is the line through, which we can pass. Let's say text decoration line through. why it is showing the error with this argument cannot assign to the parameter. Hmm, okay, okay. Why it is showing the error? Because it should be inside over here, not the outside thing. Okay, so this is the thing. Looks good. Let's works on the check value point. Here I will do to do provider toggle status to do ID. Okay, and what is the feature that we have created? For example, if we get the is turn, then it will show the true. If it is not, then it will show the text, no text decoration dot no. Let's refresh this thing. It is working, but the checkbox is not showing true or false anything. Since we already have passed the to do is done, let's refresh this thing. So today is almost completed. There is nothing has been left. We have completed the edit functionality. We have completed the update functionality. We have also completed the delete functionality and the checkbox functionality. So this is the basic video that I have created for the provider. And if you are the new to the beginner in Flutter and provider, so this video will definitely help you to gain more confidence in the provider. So thanks for watching. Hmm.